Last December, I did 134.2K in sales selling on Amazon FBA, and I'm gonna go through a bunch of tips for you that you can make the most of Q4. I'm gonna kind of break down what my Q4 looked like last year and kind of how it's gonna be different this year. So let's just get into it. Last year, I had a very different strategy. I was very deep on stuff and not very wide, and I was a little over leveraged. This year, I am not gonna do that. So here are 5 tips to crush Q4. So number 1, you want to go wide and not deep. There's been a crazy amount of Amazon regating things, brands getting hard gated. The last thing you want to do is have hundreds of a toy or a beauty item or anything really. And then Amazon says, oh, you can no longer sell it, or there are issues. So for me, this Q4, I'm going very, very wide and spreading my money around as much as humanly possible. I do not want to be going 100, 200 deep on things. I really, really want to find a lot of different items, a lot of different brands that I know will perform well, and not have all my eggs in 10 to 20 ASINs, hoping everything goes okay. Number 2, this leads into that at all. Go through everything you've sold this year, last year, anytime. From when you first started selling, go through all those ASINs. You could load them up into Keepa Product Viewer. You could literally just create a CSV file, upload all of them, and then you could sort through all the Keepa data and see, is the stuff profitable now? Are there more sellers currently than there were in the last 90 days? Is the price higher or lower right now than it was the last 90 days? Ideally, you're looking for items that the seller count is down and the price is up versus the last 90 days. You can identify those opportunities. It's a really great opportunity to get some low-hanging fruit, and most importantly, you have data on this stuff, right? Keepa is great, SellerAmp is great, all these other estimator tools are great, but your own data is always the best data. So last year, I had all this data on kind of about 20 different ASINs, how they sold throughout the year. I knew that I wasn't gonna get IP complaints. I knew it wasn't gonna get restricted because I've sold hundreds of them throughout the year and I had no issues. Again, anything could happen, especially in these times where, you know, maybe they would got banned. Who knows? They're not banned. But just keep that in mind. Having your own data, 1, and 2, most importantly, knowing that you could sell these items safely. You're not going to get IP complaints. You're not going to get them regated most likely. Again, anything can happen, but it's always best to go with the data you have just for those couple reasons alone. Number 3, this is a great one. Find 1 to 2 to 3 people to share leads with, to share sales with, to share data with. Last year, this was probably one of the biggest keys to my success. I had 3 separate people that I was sharing leads with. We weren't together per se, but I was sharing with 3 people. So I would send a lead to them, they would send a lead back, and it just worked out great. I kind of like the idea of sharing one-on-one with 3 different people, then kind of 3 people in the same group, because you kind of, for me personally, having 1-1-1, they all source different stuff. So, and so did I. So it was just really nice. It's not like we're all just sourcing Kohl's or whatever. We all had very unique different styles when it came to sourcing. So it opened me up to new opportunities, new stores, new sales. So it worked out really, really well. And with this, if you are sharing with one person, do not share what you send them to the other people and do not share what they send you with the other people. This is super, super important. This is how stuff tanks. And you just want to be mindful. Someone worked really hard to find this lead. You don't want to blow it up. So just be super mindful of that. It's better to send nothing or 2 leads the next day than to kind of blow up a lead someone sent to you. Number 4, I would highly suggest that you prep yourself. Obviously, it depends on your volume. Check-in times have been atrocious. There are going to be a lot of big sales. The name of the game is to get your stuff to Amazon as quickly as possible. And typically last year I prepped everything myself. This year it's going to be a little bit of a hybrid. But it was just super efficient, especially if you're shopping at bigger box stores. If you're shopping at Target, Walmart, Best Buy, Kohl's is kind of slow in the shipping. But if these stores ship to you 1-2 days, you could get that stuff out quick. I was sending out shipments every single day. It's not as efficient, but it just works. It really prevented me losing money. On a lot of this stuff, I was the first one in. A lot of times you want to be either the first one in and sell out or the last one and hold out. I personally like to be the first one in. So that was a huge thing for me. And then / maybe be prepared to do some merchant fulfilled. A lot of people will be merchant fulfilling this year. Check-in times have been atrocious the last, month or so. So merchant fulfilling, if you don't know what that is, that means you get the product, you buy it. Maybe you get it from Walmart, Target, or whatever you're trying to do, and then you list it on Amazon, and then if someone buys it, you ship it to them. Just make sure if you are going to merchant fulfill, you kind of know what you are buying. You're buying clothing, sneakers, and that kind of stuff. You could polybag that stuff, but if you're going to buy like water bottles and stuff, you don't want them to get damaged. You're going to need special boxes for that stuff. You're going to do Legos and toys. You definitely want to get boxes that will fit that stuff, because the last thing you want to do, someone says, hey, I want this, and then you have to run out. It's really not easy to find boxes to ship stuff that has no label on it and is just plain. So you're going to want to order those ASAP if you want to do that. Amazon sells boxes, Uline sells boxes. I think there's something called the Boxery I used to buy from them. So just get all your shipments, materials and tape and all that kind of stuff. It's better to have more of that stuff than less. You could always use it throughout the year anyway. Number 4, do not get caught in this FOMO. Oh my God, John spent $5,000 yesterday. I need to spend $5,000 today. Run your own race, play your own game. I got caught in this a little last year, not as much, but the first Q4 I did, I was getting, everyone's buying Legos, everyone's buying this hot toy, everyone's buying this or that, and you just get so caught up in it, and all that stuff I lost a ton of money on. If I just would have kind of stuck to my own game, I would have been fine when it comes to that kind of stuff. So don't feel the need to compete with other people. Yes, it's great if that's inspiring you and you're making good buying decisions, but for the most part, you have to just play your own game, be happy with your results, and then just get your results. And then if you want to push it more next year or whatever, but do not be making crazy buying decisions based on what you're seeing on social media or anything like that. Number 5, the most important one, know what you are willing to risk. Nothing is guaranteed. when it comes to selling on Amazon or anything like that. So I would highly, highly recommend not to go crazy. Do not over leverage yourself, especially on stuff you've never bought before or stuff you're speculating on that will do well. Now, if you want to be super risky with it, that's on you. I technically don't really like to do that. You see a lot of people right now getting 0% APR cards, saying that they're going to scale to the moon and all that great stuff. And that's great. I do hope they scale to the moon, but just remember, you owe that money. Even though it might be 12 months from now, if all that stuff tanks, if, you know, things don't go well, it gets regated, it gets, who knows what could happen. Amazon restricts it. Just know you are going to owe that money. And yes, you have 12 months to figure it out, but there's nothing worse than being like, oh man, I owe $40,000. How am I going to pay this off? You know, I'm going to be 10 short. Like, you just don't want to get in that situation. Now there's a time and a place to do that based on kind of your expertise and kind of what you're trying to do with your business, but don't leverage more than you can stomach, and just to do it for orange bars and social media and stuff like that. I've been there, done that, don't really like it. So that is number 5. And then a bonus tip, just play your own game. I know I've already said it, but just play your own game, be happy with the results, and just get better every day and get after it. Let me know what you think in the comments. I would love to know, and I will see you guys in the next video. Please like, subscribe, and I can't wait to see your comments.